see it? The truck hasn't been touched. I had to run 3 sets of RCAs underneath the dash and everything. I got an adapter kit that I need to put in there. The power wire is 0 gauge. That's what it calls for. Everything takes quite a while to do. Here's the power wire. Comes in here in a big block, comes around here, and I put it in a gas line, come down underneath here, try to keep it away from the engine and go into there. Here's the old speaker wire. Somebody was asking me about my press brake. It's an 8-footer. I bought it for $500 way back in the day. It's one of the nicer ones per se, because you see these holes. What you actually do is you take these, I guess they'd be counterweights, and you slide them in there, and then when you lift that handle, there's really no resistance. And the place that had it, they added this big piece of aluminum on here right there so you could bend thicker metal. I've never had a problem with anything. And I'll show you the brand. If I could turn the light on. There we go. I wanted one for the longest time because I got tired of trying to bend it in a vise and stuff. So when it came up for sale, $500. And what I like about it is Chicago steel brake. It's got a patent number. It's an 8-footer. It's made in the USA by whatever that brand is. Crump, manufactured in Chicago, Illinois. If I had more property, I would be able to use it a lot better per se. It's kind of hard to use the press brake when you have something on the pad. That's why I put wheels on it to roll it out. So I really don't use the counterbalance much because, you know, of course you can't put the counterbalances on here, so I just bend in here. But if I have a lot of work to do, I do pull it out here, which is nice. Okay, this is taking forever on the stereo, but stuff takes time. And then this is Mama's stereo, and then it pops out like that or whatever. And then she has a remote, so we'll eliminate the she has a remote for it, so we'll eliminate the stereo, I'm sorry, steering wheel controls. Okay, this is kind of for Rick Fix. He says he doesn't have a tripod. You can go to like Kmart's or a dollar store and you can actually buy this for $7. Anyway, Rick Fix, I know you do not run an argon gas, so you might want to try this. It's a Welding product, and they tell you how to use it. What it does is, the red, I believe, it cleans it. It's got like a lubricant, it's got like a slot in there. And then, I'm sorry, the red cleans it, and the black pad lubricates it. And it'll help your wire flow a lot smoother instead of getting binded up. Because in the inner sleeve, even on most welders, they bind up, and they tell you every year to pull your wire out and blow through your line. So it kind of gives you a little diameter, the directions how to do it. And I believe it actually works pretty good. And I see that you're doing some rear panel work, and let me see if I can do this. This is how I would do it. This is just my opinion. Let me run this back. Some tools you just kind of got to have. I'm sorry. See, this little vise will make a flange, and this one will make a punch. And this is what I mean by a flange. It will actually, instead of using a chisel, let me get some light in here. piece of piece. See how it makes a little flange, like a little lip? I didn't even know what the brand name is. But this is what I would do if I was fixing that quarter that you're doing. Of course, all this metal will be all clean. And you see how I got these little holes here. What happens, what you do is, you can do it with a drill, but it's kind of hard. But if you take this little punch, it makes a clean hole. And if you try to drill it, say you're drilling it through this side, it's going to make a burr, and it's going to be hard to get that burr off. I don't even know what the tool is called. But where I see when you try to do a belt weld, see how I drill the little holes right here? Let me see, here we go. Drill a hole there, and I'll take a little piece of metal. Of course it'll all be clean. And you take it and you lay it behind there. And then you would tack weld it there and there. Then your next piece would have holes in it too, and you could lay it over there. And then you could tack weld that and tack weld that. What's nice is because if you're doing a butt weld and you don't have this piece of metal here, this piece of metal, it wants to blow through right here. So if you have like a little, what I call a backer plate, you can tag it here in these 4 spots, and then you can do a full butt weld. It's just extra precaution. That's one way of doing it. And then if you got the flange, you can actually slide it up behind there. It's the same thing. Either way, compared to trying to do it a butt weld, it wants to blow through right here. Unless you can get copper up underneath there, so the heat, the heat won't blow through it. But it's kind of hard. Of course, you want all the metal clean. And I see that you don't have a lot of, let me see if I can slow down on this stuff. I see that you don't have a lot of C-clamps. So what I use is this. I have my share of C-clamps. It's just something I made. I call it a third hand. What it is if I'm trying to go up and weld something, you can see I got my camcorder in one hand. See, you're trying to weld that. Okay. See, I got one hand is using a camcorder, the other hand's free. Whatever, camcorder. But if you had a welder, you could actually get up in here and you can, sometimes when you tack weld it, it wants to heat up and roll. So what you can do is just use your shoulder. It's like a third hand. And it just kind of keeps it blunt. And then if that isn't good enough, you could actually use your left hand for a hammer or whatever to tack it down while you're trying to heat it. Basically, that's about all I got to cover. What is this tool called? I don't even see a brand on it. I'm not sure. I got it when I bought my welder. I use it. It's kind of like the press brake. You don't use it a lot, but it's nice to have when you need it. What else I got to spit out? Like I said, these little loop things really help. And because you don't have argon gas, you're probably going to get a lot of splatter. So what is nice, because my welder is only a 110, and I'd rather have a TIG welder, but this welder works, so I just use it. What I do is I will use this and I will spray it in a little cup, and I'll take a Q-tip and wipe it all inside the tip, and on the outside of the tip and the metal surrounding that I'm welding, so you get them little balls that pop off and they want to stick, and it's less grinding. And of course, like other people have showed you, when you do a tack weld or any kind of weld, they have an air hose there so you can cool that weld down real quick. This is just how I do it. It doesn't mean it's right or wrong. There's probably a lot of things I could learn. I don't really like spray bomb stuff, but this is 1K. 1K means it's not catalyzed. But what I'll do is, say this is my patch that I'm putting in here. What I'll do is I will spray that self-etching, it's called self-etching weld through primer. I'll weld it on the back side. I'll spray it on the back side. That way when you weld here, they say it doesn't burn through here. I don't know, because once I've welded this, I never can get to the back side and see. They say that you could spray this primer on the outside and weld. I don't like that because it does work, but I don't feel I get the penetration that I want. I want as much penetration as I can get. I try to do my welds pretty, but if I had a choice between pretty welds and a weld that'll hold and that's strong, I would take a weld that's strong compared to pretty. I think that pretty much covers it. You can buy this pretty much anywhere. I usually buy a lot of stuff on the internet. It's like $12. People say that when I do my videos, I move too fast and I don't focus, so hopefully this video is better. And I did go out and bought this piece because I've had my share of warpage. This came off an old drain or something I bought from a scrap guy. And I believe it's copper. I don't believe it's brass. It kind of looks like brass, but I don't believe it is. It's some kind of old drain thing, and I'm going to clean it all up. So if you can, when you can get behind here and you weld the two pieces of metal together, this absorbs this. Do I know this for a fact? No, I've watched a few videos and they say it helps. You know, I need as much help as I can get as far as trying to weld, because it's kind of like when you do a really good weld, it makes you real proud. And then when you do a chicken shit weld like I do a lot of times, it kind of bums you. And then you gotta do so much grind and it's unreal. So, because I'm not pro welder, this is what I buy. Yeah. SAIT, I tend to like them. Like I said, I buy in bulk. So I tend to grind my stuff down. Don't like to. It's funny when you're welding, the weld doesn't look that high compared to when it's time to grind it down. The weld looks like it grew. Now what the heck isn't fitting in here, you know? Come on now. And that rust is behind that quarter where it's real severe. I just use deruster, and it turns black, and I leave it on there for about an hour, and then I'll wipe it down with lacquer thinner, and I'll just go to like the Vance Automotive or something, put undercoat on that metal. You know, that's just me. There's probably, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something ain't fitting here. Wow. Okay. We got 14 minutes and 14 seconds. And I don't really got much more to say. Why do some people can do over 15 minutes videos? I don't know. It doesn't really matter to me, because I'd be more happy with being able to edit than how long to do a video. Well, let's just zoom out a little bit. I would show you my back, but Mama ain't out here, my old lady, so it's healing up. I'm supposed to get it done next Tuesday, but it ain't gonna happen because my buddy Don's in Vegas, so we'll be starting to work on it again Tuesday after that. A lot of things that are broke down around here, a lot of things that I need to get with. And peace of mind, piece of property. Oh, that piece of land that I was gonna share or whatever, and you know, of course, you know, that failed. Okay, that's whatever, I guess. It's always darkest before the dawn. So I don't know. I just whatever. Peace of mind, piece of property, pieces of oneself. I try not to get my panties in a wad. Piece of something. Sayonara.